There wouldn't happen to be a couple napkins over there, would there? I wouldn't call that napkins, but in the case of an emergency,
beggars can't be choosers.
Beggars can't be choosers. And apparently they don't work very well. Absorbency for a tissue does not work well.
All I had.
Okay, that's good. I'll put that there and put this in my convenient spot. And I'll put this here. And we will get headphoned. This will get turned off. Oh, so much better. There we go. Good stuff. Welcome. We're all squinched up because somebody's getting set up. We're all getting set up. Welcome to the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast. And you turn mine down, hon. There we go. We are in the pre-show. It is a little bit after 8 o'clock, and Miss Amy needs to get situated so that I'm not being railed by her chair. So welcome.
Pants on, I'm coming.
And she's in a mood today. She's had a rough week, I think. Keep your pants on, and that's not. All right, let me make sure we're recording, and we indeed are.
You are the pot calling the kettle black.
I am the pot calling the kettle black. Black. Well, I have to admit, I had a, could I have the other mouse too, please? I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you. I had a nasty migraine this morning waking up, and those are precursors to just not having goodness anywhere when it comes to, yep, got lots of good stuff. We got things we're going to have gift away. Good things. Welcome to the pre-show, and I'm just getting stuff set up here, and that's the whole point to the pre-show, including try not to sneeze, which is good. If you're wondering what the pre-show is, and a lot of people, literally we're up to a half hour now. The show before the show is the pre-show, and what it is we have to get everything ready before we actually do the podcast, which is actually at 8:30. And so what happens is we make sure the music's working. We talk about stuff that's going on in our lives, things that's going on geocaching-wise, sometimes not geocaching-wise. And then we just kind of make sure everything's straight as much as we possibly can. So when we actually do the show, it goes as, for lack of a better term, smooth as possible. So that's how it never goes smooth, but that's all, again, part of the fun. So we get all rearranged and we move our chairs and we make sure things are set the way it's supposed to be and go from there. Good stuff.
And we're here.
And welcome.
And stop.
Oh, and I'm going to, yes.
Please.
The video has stopped. And we will move to here. Welcome, everybody. We love having you here. We've got some Salty CA. We've got a lot of other people that they try their best to make it into the show each and every week, but it does, we understand. And try to get into the show each and every week. And, life goes on. We got things to do, and you got things to do, and we try to all meet at the same place on the same planet at the same time. And it's not always easy, and it's one of those things where we try our best, and you guys try your best, and tonight it looks like we got a lot of cool stuff in, so we got good things going. Yep. And so it looks like Salty CA, according to the chat room, is in a good mood. That's good stuff.
No, he was hoping I was in a good mood.
Oh, yes, Amy's, she's in a good mood-ish. We kind of, we got home, and, I'm working again. And long drive, long commute. Amy's got a long commute. And, sometimes you get home and
you're just tired.
And it's like, I acknowledge your existence, but that's about all you get.
You're alive.
Yeah. So it's one of those kind of things. And so, yeah, it was kind of like that when we got home. It's like I was trying to get a couple of things done. Amy wanted to just come by and say, hey, and just to spend a little close time, and it's, of course, I didn't pick on it right, and you know how that goes.
Jumped at the dog.
And the dog jumped up, and I like barked at her, and it's like, don't do that. And she's looking at me, and she just wanted to say hi, and then I feel like I'm that big. So, yes.
Yeah. Oh, it was a good day.
Yes. Other than that, we're doing fine. But just so much stuff going on. So much things in our lives. We're trying to plan for future trips. We're trying to get things set up with promotions. We're just doing a lot of stuff. But welcome to the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast Patron Pre-Show. We got a lot of good stuff. A lot of things to talk about that we may graze on during the actual podcast, but we can get into more in depth through it here. And for our patrons, when you listen to the podcast, the pre-show podcast, you can get all this too. So that's just as well. And if you're not a patron, please become one. Choose some of the good rewards that are available out there so that you can, one, not only help support the show, but also get into a lot of the gifts that we give out extra content. What's up?
Fall Flings, October 11th.
Oh, so we can do stuff.
Amy's
got a huge event. If you don't know, she's into Sensi. And no, that is not a martial art.
It should be that.
It's basically warmers and cool niches that you can, or not niches, what's the term that I'm thinking of? Knickknacks?
No, they're like lotions and shower gels and warmers and
scent warmers and things like that.
Yeah, and stuff for
They're
kids
really
and
cute.
things like
Cool stuff. Not that I'm, prejudiced or anything, but it's truly for a guy to sit there and say, oh, I would like that. That would be cool.
Yeah, and there's guy stuff. I mean, they even have camo stuff.
Yeah, which is cool. Mm. As I slurp my coffee. So anyways, she has this event that she wants to get a table at and kind of a booth kind of thing. And it was on a particular day that is, I thought, the same day that the NCGO Fall Fling is, which is a huge, probably one of the biggest events that are in North Carolina. And that's coming up. And I thought that was the 25th as well. It's not. It's the October 11th. So in 1 month, we can do Fall Fling. Yes. And then we can go and do your event with that as well, because yes. I would have went aside. I would have said, let's go do yours anyways. So now we don't have a conflict.
That's awesome.
I love that.
Yes,
that's really cool.
You can help me with mine, and we can go to the other.
Yes, good stuff. Lots of stuff this week.
We have a new person in the chat room.
Oh, who do we have?
I cannot say their name. It's the long one that starts with an A.
Dude and Plato?
That starts with an A.
Oh, I saw Dude and Plato, which I hadn't seen before as well.
Say.
Welcome. The A is AC Maron Squirrel.
Girl.
Okay, so it's
Maron's Girl is the last part.
Maron's Girl. ACLEMAARONSQIRL.
That's a G, honey.
You sure that's a G?
Yes.
Okay. So it's Aaron's Girls. So Ackley. No, we'll put this up for the next 20 minutes.
That'll
be it. So people in chat room, break it out. She says, hey, welcome to the show. Even though I am not caffeinated enough to pronounce your name correctly, forgive me, please. Welcome to the show. We're so glad you're here. So yeah, lots of stuff, good things going on.
Wow.
Anyways, you love to hear between you and me and us.
Oh, another new one. 3 new ones. Holy cow.
Well, welcome to the live show. We love having you here.
Wow.
Background stuff. Now, last week we dedicated the entire show to the Michelin Quest for Adventure. And if you didn't hear, literally the site may have gone live a little bit early, maybe Sunday night-ish. All I know is when I went in to check on it, I went to work and turned on the computer, and the first thing I did, of course, was go on the internet. And so I went to look at Michelin.geocaching.com, which is the site where all the stuff for geocaching is involved with Michelin. Went there, and it was, I think, 8 o'clock Eastern time here, 8 o'clock in the morning Eastern time. All 2,000 travel bugs, all 2,000 Michelin men
were
gone.
Yeah.
Completely sold out.
They were going to send us 12.
Right. They're originally going to send us a dozen of them,
They said they could only send us 7.
Because that's all that was left. And now I'm not griping.
No,
And
absolutely not.
the reason why I'm not griping is because I know Joshua. Hello, Joshua. And Podcasher and several other personalities, they got 4.
Yeah.
So we got 7. And I am very happy that we have this. So we have them. Matter of fact, if you look up here, where's it at? Those are the tips. I've got them hanging on our GeoCoin sets
you sure
here.
Do.
So those are the guys.
Observant I am. I live here, and I didn't even see that.
So the ones that we are going to give away are up there, and I'm going to bring one down in a few minutes so that you can actually see it, and we'll show you what they look like. They're gone. Now, I did hear that because I called up Michelin after that and said, hey, how you fixed for travelers? And she said we had no idea. So, yeah, they are going to try to get more, I have heard. I don't know how many or when. The contest or if. The contest actually goes to the end of the year. Mm-hmm. So we got plenty of time, mm-hmm. and I think the way we're going to do this is we've got basically 6 that we're going to, because we're keeping one so that we can go to events and show it off that way. The other 6 that we have, we are going to give away 1 a week for the next 6 weeks, starting tonight, and give those away. So that's how we're going to do it. If we can get more, we will do more. Now, not only did they send us the trackables for that, they send us a ton of goodies, and we are going to give away over the next, maybe every other week or so, over the next couple of months. We have a bunch of Michelin swag that they gave away. We almost got into a fight over this.
I begged and begged. He said, I'll give you bunnies. I don't want bunnies. I got to feed those little things.
They're just between you and us in the pre-show. We're not even going to bring all this up yet, but just because you're in the pre-show, the patron pre-show, we're going to tell you right here, and you're watching this live. We have, I kid you not, we're going to bundle this together as one prize because we got so much other stuff.
Scared I'm going to take it.
Yes. We almost got into a fight in this.
No, we did.
In one little package, we are going to give away, get this, a $10 iTunes card. It's a couple of Michelin tread checkers. You remember the old days when you used to use a penny and you used to put it in the treads of your tire to see if they were worn or not? They still do that. They got some specialty copper ones that are the Michelin Man. So we got a couple of those. There was, what else was in that besides the big thing? There were like 4 items, and I can't remember what the other one was.
There was the phone thing.
The phone thing.
So your phone didn't slide?
There's a thing that you can put on your dash it's sticky-ish, and it sticks to your top of your dash. It doesn't stick like glue, but it's kind of that plastic that sticks. You can just throw your smartphone on top of it, and it'll stay there. Mm-hmm. So it's a convenient thing with that. And
this is what I wanted.
A $50 Shell gas card.
Yeah.
A $50 Shell gas card. So that little package alone is what? Well over, I would say, close to almost $100 worth. Because you got $10 of iTunes, you got $50 worth of gas plus the other stuff that's in there. There's one other item, and I can't remember what it is. That's going to be in there.
The Atlas and the other book.
That's some of the other swag that we're going to be giving away. We've got a calendar. We've got a Michelin calendar. We've got an atlas. We've got a kind of like a city guide for all that.
Now,
there's just a bunch, and we'll go over all that stuff once I actually itemize
it. Some of the folks who are not in the U.S. would like to know if they can get in on the swag.
Yes, I say absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Now, the gas card probably would have to be U.S. bound, I would think.
Yeah, I would think so too.
Because I would hate to send you a $50 gas card and have it not be usable.
Yeah.
So that one we're gonna go for U.S.
Yeah.
But all the other cool swag.
We don't do it.
I'll tell you what.
Dude.
I know. This is impromptu. This is the beauty of the pre-show. We just kind of do stuff. This is the box that it actually all came in.
Just let me have it over here.
I will let you do that. And then what'll happen is she's going to open up the box, and we'll go over some of this stuff. Because it's pre-show, and this is informal. This is just how you get all the background stuff about what we've got going. Okay, so this is what we've got. There is... Now, this would be, I would think, a little more prone towards... I noticed the box that you kept. We've got the...
he is quick!
The USE, the USE East Green Guide. So this is everything to the United States that's on the east side. I looked at that and thought that was cool.
Somebody wants to know if the Atlas is a brand of GPSr.
Not quite. This is it. This is the old style Atlas. This is a road atlas from Michelin, and we're going to be giving that away. So that'll be one of the things that we give away. She's got all the goodies here for that.
Yeah, I've got the good box.
Okay. This is that sticky thing that basically you just throw it on your dash, and then you can set your smartphone on it, and they'll stay in place.
And it actually has like tire tread on it.
And it really does. It's got the Michelin Man on the bottom of it, and there's actual tire treads where that sticky part is.
Okay, now let me show you this.
All right.
I don't want to get to the good stuff yet.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, this is the little Michelin Man.
That's a tread
thing.
Death tread for your tires to check your tires.
It's got the little Michelin Man on it.
That's cool. What else we got? And then she's getting into the package, the one that I was talking about she wants so bad.
That I was giving.
Yes. So go ahead and just show them.
Bunnies for.
Okay, there's the $10 iTunes card that we're going to give away. This will all go in one package, one prize, live on the show. We will do sometime, I say this month.
2 of the little
tread
checker things.
2 tread checkers.
This
$50 Shell gas card.
Yes.
So that's awesome. $50.
I said, but I need gas. He goes, well, go get some. Good grief.
Okay. And also all the Michelin Men trackables came in this.
Yeah.
So while she puts that away, so that's the behind-the-scenes stuff.
And just so you know, just so everybody can see, the gas card is in there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like we're going to do the prize, and honey, where'd it go? Oh, I don't know.
Everybody in the world knows it's in there now.
That's it. So that's some of the swag that they have. I heard we got more stuff coming on its way. And that's what we'll be giving live. All this stuff's going to be given away live on the show during the show over the next few weeks. So this will give you a good incentive to come in and try to get some of this swag. We have to put it back. All right. Good stuff.
Party pooper.
Party pooper. All right. So we have all of that. And thank you. I'm going to go real quick. I'm going to set this down.
That was
and
unintentional.
how's this for professional as well? I'm going to stand up and pick up one of the Michelin Man that we're giving away tonight, so we can show the fine folks that.
Oh. Okay.
So hang on 2 seconds. It's literally just behind me. Talk to the nice people.
Yeah, you can't turn on the road atlas.
No.
But the batteries never die.
That's true.
So yeah, you can always use it.
All right.
Pull to the yes, exactly. It's old school, but
it's old school driving.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, people used to go from coast to coast in whatever country, and not use anything that required batteries to get there.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, pre-show goodies that we have here. Here it is. This is.
And a lot of people have already seen it because they've gotten theirs in the mail.
Yes, but a lot haven't.
Yes.
So this is the trackable. This is the trackable tag. It actually has instructions. It's really kind of cute because the way that this guy works is the pressure gauge is in the bottom here. I don't know if you can see that very well or not. There's a little hole right there, and on the very back of them is literally a digital gauge. And that way, it's a little window, a little gauge that tells you your tire pressure. And it comes on a nice little.
Try them and see if it works.
Nice. We've got one in the car now. If you haven't seen my blog, or if you haven't seen some of the stuff in the social media that we've had over the past couple of days, I've got the one that I registered to put on my rearview mirror so that when we go to events and stuff, people can use this, take their pictures, and get them in that way. So this is what they look like. This is what all the hubbub is about, and it's really kind of cool. I love it. This is a great idea, and we thank Michelin for everything that they've done with that. And, yeah, good stuff. So we will be giving this away tonight. And we'll tell you all the information on what you can do to actually get yourself in a drawing for the other ones that we have. And we will until we run out, and hopefully we'll get more in. So yes, good stuff. Okay, we got about 10 more minutes of the pre-show. Let's do a quick run to see if everything's working music-wise. Let me make sure that the mic's up all the way on the board here, and we'll do some rocking.
Where's my headset just down?
All right, I'll turn it up just a little bit here. So that's that goes. But yeah, good stuff. And I'm going to do one other thing just to see. You're going to see the camera go blank for a couple of seconds. You'll see a picture of me on there. And I'm doing this on purpose because apparently there's a thing going on with the Google Hangouts.
I don't know why you're even going to try it.
Well, no, this is something different. This is something when I was actually doing the geocaching podcast last night, the camera went out midstream, and this worked. So I'm going to do it now, and the camera will work fine until after that. So that's what I'm going to do. So hang on for 2 seconds. You're going to see the glowing picture of me for a few seconds, and then I'm going to turn it back on, and hopefully we should be back and rocking and doing what we're supposed to. So that's how that goes, and we'll go from there. So yeah, good stuff. And if for some reason it stays off, let us know, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, really.
But that actually reinforced it last night. I had to do it once, and it took care of it. So if the camera is still going, let me know, and if it's not, let us know through the chat room. We'll go from there as well. But yeah, good stuff. Really good stuff. It was great. All right. Let's see. That's new. In use by Chrome. All right. Good stuff. I'm looking at a pop-up that showed up on our screen. It's like, I've never seen that before. So, yeah. Good stuff.
There's always new stuff.
We're kind of curious about what your thoughts are so far. I know we actually have, and we might as well say about it because it's true, and we report things as they go. We did get a couple of rants.
Yes, we did.
From people that are not from the United States.
We got one in the chat room.
And you know, that's unfortunate.
We're back.
And good. And so what happens is we have to follow, they make the rules when they do this. And they asked us to do this. We thought it was a great idea. But I'll tell you what, if you listen to Sonny and Sandy from Podcaster on their midweek micro that they do, you can tell in their voice, just like you could with us last week, there is a feeling of uncomfortableness because we love all of you. You guys are all part of the community. And when it's, I can see how, and I don't know any other analogy to use this, but if you've got 4 kids and you only got enough for 2 of the kids,
right?
You feel weird as a parent.
So what do you do?
And so we don't want to cut everybody off because it's a great contest.
Yes.
And yet on the other hand, we don't feel great about it because half the kids aren't getting the toys either.
Right.
So.
I mean, I almost feel weird talking about it.
Huh?
I almost feel weird talking about it.
It does. It really feels weird because we have such a wonderfully strong relationship with all of you. It doesn't matter where you are on the planet. You're part of the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast community, and you're all part of the family. And to have it, I mean, I remember when I first talked to the fine folks at Michelin about this, and they said, well, this is U.S. only. And I said, are we trying to get the other countries? And she said, we're trying, but we're just roadblocked. And so that's like, oh. So, again, we apologize in the best way that we possibly can to our fans and our viewers and our listeners that this is U.S. only, and we're sorry. I mean, we still want to do the contest because it's a cool contest, but just so that you truly know, we feel odd because it's not the whole family.
Yeah, it's kind of
weird. Yeah. On another note, Amy got new glasses.
Oh, my gosh.
How's that for a
side
transaction? Yes, Amy got new glasses, and it was funny because yesterday I come home from work. I'm dead tired. I had to get stuff ready for the geocaching podcast. I had a bunch of stuff that we had to do, and Amy is sitting on the couch. My daughter's in the chair next to us. It's kind of a dark. The room wasn't lit up. The lights weren't turned on yet. It was getting darker during the day. So in my defense, I really didn't see a good thing. But I'm sitting there, and I've got a bunch of stuff that I'm trying to talk about between Amy and Amanda, my daughter, and Amy is in the corner saying, and she's looking at me going with her eyes. She's batting her eyes, and I, being the guy with all the intuitiveness of a rock, and I'm looking at Amanda, and then I look at her, and Amanda's talking, and I look back at Amy, and Amy's going, and I'm like, why is she flashing her eyes at me? Am I supposed to notice something on Amanda? Did Amanda say something? Did her hair get cut? Is there a new color? Is she wearing a different makeup? Is her clothes different? What am I missing? I didn't catch it. So I go into the bedroom, do a couple of things, get changed out of my work clothes, get into my play clothes, do all that fun stuff. And it dawns on me, she was winking at me. What does this mean? So I come out.
Now keep in mind, there was the place I get the eyeglasses from. The bag was on the bed.
Right, and I did not see it. Totally missed it.
He's going for an eye appointment on October 4th.
So I'm sitting there, and I go, okay, I'm missing something. What is it that I'm missing? So I go over to Amanda. I check out everything. Nope, not hair, not glasses, glasses. She was winking at me. So I go over to Amy, and I look up real close, and sure enough, she has new glasses on. And in my proper way, I sat there and said, you have new glasses on, and they look lovely. I'm not going to get any bonus points. I missed the boat. I missed the mark. I missed the timing. There's nothing left but trying to pick up my poor, saddened body off of the floor and hope for forgiveness.
And what does Amanda do? She said, I noticed it in the first minute.
Oh, my goodness.
Like, wow, family love.
So, yes.
Oh, that was funny.
I am not the sharpest bulb in the barn. I'm just saying.
Well, when you walked out, I looked at her and I said, he's a boy.
It's not his fault.
It's not his fault. He can't help it.
He can't help being an idiot.
Boy.
Yeah. So, yes, loads and loads and loads of fun. All right, a couple more minutes.
What do you have in the bag?
In this?
Yes.
This is very cool. This is from Dave Manning.
Can I have it?
No. He sent it. Now, if you notice behind me, there is actually a larger picture frame. I went to 11 by 14
he
now.
He has more than 4 path tags.
And I filled it up with path tags. And then I have a starter frame, which you can just see over my left shoulder, that has probably about 15 or 20 of them in there. And I've got a room for about 40, 45 more path tags.
This starter frame has more than 4 path tags.
And Dave, who is a viewer from the show, and he's from Wyoming, and he sent me.
He sent you a path tag.
He sent me more than one.
So I can have one?
No, they're individuals, so I get to. I'll go this way. So, anyways, he sent me three different path tags, and they are very cool.
I can have one.
We'll see. So.
Oh my gosh.
The Thermopolis.
See how I do?
Yes, from Wyoming.
You get stuff. Part of it's mine.
Smiling 4 caches. And it says Smile Makers since 2009. And here's like a Spider-Man one that says Smile Makers, Lost in Thermopolis. And then the other one is 3 smileys. And it simply says Smile Makers from 2011. So they sent all 3 of these, which, if I have my corrections correctly, almost match the entire collection of what you have. And she ignores me. So, yes, I want to say thanks to Dave Manning for sending these.
That's okay. I'm going to get one of them.
Okay. I'm sure you will. So we got 3
Thanks, Dave.
3 path tags that we will add to the collection right here.
No.
And if you want to send us...
2 that might go there.
And add... and Miss Amy, for the love of a path tag or two to add to her collection
Please.
of 4.
For the love of Pete, send her a path tag.
If you want to send path tags to us, please, gsreboot@gmail.com, and let us know. And look at her face. Holy smacks. Wow. So, yes, it's good stuff, and we love path tags, and you can tell I love path tags, and I like displaying them now. I used to, the trading part is fun. We're going to, and I told Miss Amy that we are going to make a set for her of path tags so that she can trade with you fine folks and go that route, so she can have multiples of different path tags and go that way. So we will do that in the not too distant future, and then you'll have to design your path tag on what you want. Speaking of which, we have the September patron path tag contest going too. We'll talk about that too. Wow, half hour blew by again. 8:30.
Look at how much you can talk.
Yes, I can. All right, folks, we've got the patron pre-show. We really do appreciate you coming by and listening to that. The GeoSnippits, the thing that we do with rebooting and podcasting, that's going to be coming up next once I actually go through and change this. And we've got our bottom third up for that. And so
I'm having to get used to
the new glasses.
Yeah.
Are they bifocal?
Of course they are.
Oh,
the last ones were.
That's cool. I did. Well, they make them now. Before, it used to have this screeching line that went across it, and you could tell.
They're progressives.
Oh, forgive me. Progressive. Another word for throw $300 on the lens. Yay! Okay.
And they're transitions. And anti-glare.
It's kind of like the smartphone of lenses.
It really is.
I
love it. I will not have another pair of glasses.
I just want mine to see through, but we digress.
I will not have another pair. You ever get transitions, you will never go back.
I will leave that right there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I think it's time to do the show. Please, Lord, let's move on. Well, hello, and welcome. Welcome to the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast. I'm your host, Andy HeadHardHat Smith, and it's September 11th, 2014, and in the next hour or so, both co-host Amy, the HeadHardHatress, and I will bring you some interesting information and tidbits about the game, the sport, yes, the obsession, known as geocaching. And of course, I can't go any further without doing my little ditty when it comes to the Tech Podcast Network, so I'll get that in right now. The GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast is a proud member of the Tech Podcast Network. If it's tech, it's here. Yes, good stuff. Lots of stuff. Holy cow, we got things to talk about up the yin-yang.
Yep, but first,
yes,
before we go any further,
yes, ma'am,
I want to give a shout out to all of our military personnel.
Yes.
All of our first responders, police, fire, and EMS.
Yes.
Today for September 11th.
Yes. We remember. Never forget.
That's right.
And that's a big thing. And yes, that's all we're going to say about that. You're greatly appreciated.
Appreciate everything they do. And
you're in our hearts 24/7, 365 days. It's not just this one, but
every day.
Every day.
Don't ever forget them.
Yep. So thank you. Fine folks. All right. Thank you, Amy. Good stuff. We have a lot to talk about tonight, and you guys might be just a little bit interested in picking up out of the Michelin Quest for Adventure. It's really, really cool. It's awesome. We have one of the little guys right here, matter of fact, that we'll show to you. We have several of these. And you can see right here, it's a tire gauge. You basically stick his feet over the tire stem, and on the very back is a digital window. And we are going to actually, believe it or not, do a vlog and show all this stuff to your fine folks. We're using it live.
Shocked.
I know it. Go figure. And so we are going to be giving these away.
Here's us testing the air in our tires.
Yay! And then we can do a service reminder for everybody to make sure to check your tire pressure so that you don't blow up.
And we're not going to check the tread on my tires.
We got tons of stuff, is what Miss Amy's saying, including some Michelin coins that you use for checking, like you did with your pennies, detect the depth of your tire treads. We actually have Michelin pennies to do that.
Cute.
They're very cute. So anyways, a lot of things happened. We did last week's show. The word got out.
Every week we do shows.
Yes, but specifically about Michelin last week. And word got out, and things went nuts. And quite frankly, they turned the website on Monday the 8th.
And it sold out.
And they sold out. Literally, I went into work early, and I was checking at about 7:30-ish on Monday morning. And they already had the announcement out. We are sorry, but we are sold out. All 2,000 or close to 2,000 trackables were gone. And so even before start of business Monday morning, poof, and that was it. I have heard, not guaranteed, but I have heard, because the contest goes all the way to the end of the year, that they're going to try to get more. The GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast has several of them, and the way this is going to work is this. We have one that we are going to take to events. So I have already put in our name. When you get these trackables, you actually put them in just like any other travel bug. You go to the page and you fill all the information out, and actually Michelin fills out a bunch of it to you. But you can actually set part of the goal and everything else with this. It is under your name. You actually can register it under your name, just like any travel bug. We did one. We are going to take it to events so other people can go through, and I think that's the widest way of dispersing so as many people as possible can have their pictures taken with it and go that route. So that's what we're going to do with one of them. The rest of them, including this little guy right here, is we are going to be giving them away one a week until they're gone. Now, if Michelin does get more of these, they are going to send us more, which is great because that's what we want, and we will give away more. So that's how that's going to work. Check all the details on how to get your photos in if you do actually get a traveler, because the idea is once you do your traveler, you're supposed to put it in a geocache and have it go on its way, so that other people can find it. What you do with it, that's up to you on how you do it. You can get all the details at michelin.geocaching.com, and it shows how you can register your pictures and how you can get all the information you need to know about this particular contest, including all the really cool prizes, things like that. We have a vlog coming as well, and the cool thing is Michelin sent us, and we showed in the pre-show, a bunch of Michelin swag. And for that one, most of it, everybody is eligible for, as far as I'm concerned. Because the only one thing we have, and I'll promote it now, is that we have, as part of one of the prizes, is a $50 gas card. $50 gas card. That one, I think it's only right to keep that in the for U.S. citizens, because I honestly don't know if it'll work if you have it and use it in whatever country you're in if you're not in the U.S.
Right. Yeah, I don't know either.
So that one we're going to request U.S. only for that one, but we've got $10 iTunes cards. We've got all sorts of other goodies that we're going to be giving away for swag. With that and go that route. So there's stuff out there.
Lots of cool stuff.
We don't want to exclude our good visitors, friends, fans, and family, and it's all of you guys from other countries. We want you involved. We understand that there's been a couple of rants that have been put in. We totally understand, but we're kind of stuck with what we're doing with that.
Unfortunately.
Yes. So that's how that goes.
So, but on a brighter note,
yes,
our next patron hangout.
Yes.
Yay.
Oh, I am so. If there is a patron hangout that you're going to want to be in, it's going to be next week. Why don't you tell them when it's going to be?
It's next week, September 20th.
It's not next week, in 2 weeks.
Is it 2 weeks?
Yeah, it's the 11th.
I'm so excited. I want it to be next week.
It's the 11th.
It's September 20th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Right. Now,
And this one you do not
want to
miss.
The reason why this is so cool is that I know for a fact 2 of the podcasters in the UK, one is Colin French from the UK Geocaching Podcast, and of course Mark Downing from the OB Podcast, are going to be guests, and they're actually patrons now. They're both patrons to the show.
Yeah.
And they specifically asked. I mean, Mark's been in one of our other hangouts already,
he was
and he was a
in the
riot.
first one.
Yes, and he was a riot. Yeah. And so Colin French, who's also just as much of a riot and a good friend.
Yes.
When it comes to that, they're both going to be in the show as well. So if you want to come in and join with the craziness that is bound to happen,
oh man,
September 20th is the one that you want to do. So if you're not a patron, become one. At the very least, select the patron hangout reward, which gives you other stuff too.
You know what?
And come in and join on the fun.
It'll be worth it just for this hangout.
Oh my God, it's gonna be.
I've got to tell you.
And they both promise to be good, because they
really?
All
right.
They have a new podcast that they've got called Chasing Smileys.
Yes.
Just came out, first episode. You know, they got to work out the kinks. They got to work in and get their groove and all the rest of that stuff.
We're still working out kinks. What are
I
you
know.
talking
We've
about?
been doing it for a while. So they're just starting it, and it's made for adults.
Yes.
They're literally saying, don't bring the kids on this one.
Yeah. And that's okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, as long as you know up front.
Yeah, because there are other podcasts that are out there that are not family, friendly and go that way.
And they let you know up front.
Yes, and that's what they're telling you. So it's called Chasing Smileys. You can see on Google Plus and Facebook, and they're getting a website up for it as well. So I wish them the best, because they're great guys. They really are, and they've been supporters of the show forever. And I've known Colin forever as well, and Mark,
and his little Jester fans,
and all the guys and their kids and everything, and it's great. Yeah. So really, really good stuff. All right. Finally, the September Patron Path Tag Design Contest.
Yes.
We got 2 weeks left. We've got several items, several of them that have been sent in already. And I kind of figured it was probably going to take a couple weeks for you fine folks to figure out how you want to do it before you actually send it in.
Yeah.
You can go to geosnippits.com and get all the information right on the main page. You can get the template that you can use to put the graphics on and eventually design the path tag that you want. I actually did get a question by somebody who said, well, okay, I'm just kind of confused about this. Why are we doing this? What's going on? Okay. And it was from somebody who was new, so I understand. So for the people who are new and the people that are going, why should I do this path tag? It's for the patrons. Okay. Anybody, it doesn't matter if you're a patron or not, anybody can design a path tag and get into the contest. All you have to do is send in the entry. The way that this is going to work is you get the template off of geosnippits.com. It's right there. All you have to do is right-click it and save it, and you get the template to work with. What we ask is that the design is family-friendly, that somewhere in there the GeoSnippits or patron or both theme is involved with it. You want to remember, just in general path tag design, that the size of the path tag is about a quarter, and there's a hole involved. So you don't want to get really, really detailed, because you're going to lose it. And all the colors that are in there, I think there's about a dozen that you can actually have involved in the path tag itself. Those are put in via syringe by hand and go that route. So like I said, detail is something you want to keep as vague as possible when you do that. And if you have your type, you want it thick and bold so that it shows up when you actually shrink it down to the size of a quarter. Again, no gradients. You want to have solid colors with this. And what you want to do is email your entries into GSReboot, GSREBOOT @gmail.com, and in the subject line put patron path tag. And then what we're going to do is, in 2 weeks on the show, not this next Thursday, but the following Thursday, in 2 weeks, we are going to choose, out of all the entries we get, 3. The top 3 that Amy and I like out of this.
Lisa's here.
Oh, awesome. Welcome, Lisa. And so you go through, and we'll select the top 3 that we like. And then for the whole next week, we'll have it up on the website where you find folks can send in your votes on which one you want to be the best. And then we'll choose that, and that will be the one that goes to print, so to speak, and the path tags will be made. Now, if you are the person selected for that, the way this is going to go is you're going to, whether you're a patron or not, you automatically get a path tag for that. If you are a patron, you get 2 path tags, one for the design and one because you're a patron. And you're going to get a coveted prize right out of the GeoSnippits Cache Stash. We'll give you a selection of a bunch of them, then you can choose one of them out of there, and that will be your prize for doing the design for our thank you. So that's going to be awesome. So again, go to geosnippits.com for all the details and get your entries in. You got 2 weeks. 2 weeks to get them in. Matter of fact, you have to have them in by Wednesday, September 25th. I think the show is on the next day, the 26th.
That would be Thursday.
That would be Thursday. So you got to get them in by 12 noon, September 25th, 2014, to get in the judging. And again, we'll have a final judging for October 2nd where we reveal the winner. So really, really cool. Mm-hmm. So you say to yourself, holy cow, they got all this stuff going on. They got Michelin, they got prizes, they got contests. How do we get into this? How do we watch this show live or generally get in touch with the host because, they are so cool?
She is so awesome.
She is so awesome with her new glasses in this. It's really cool. So to watch the live feed and join us in the chat room, which we've got people literally from around the planet, go to www.geosnippits.com on Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We also have all our social media links. There's a social media links on geosnippits.com. Click on it. Amy likes a lot of Facebook stuff. I'd like a lot of Google Plus to get a lot of information from you fine folks. We do Twitter. We do Facebook. We do all sorts of stuff. The main ones that you want to get involved with. If you want Amy, Facebook's definitely the one with her that you want to hook up with. Get us in your Google Plus circles, because when we need information from you fine geocachers about different subjects about geocaching that we need for the show, we use Google Plus to get that information from you, and it works absolutely wonderful. The second thing is please, please, please make sure you subscribe to the HeadHardHat YouTube channel. That way, every time we do a podcast, every time we do a vlog, every time we do a GeoSnippits video, anything that deals with YouTube, if you have us subscribed, it automatically, once it's published, goes into your mailbox automatically, and you're all set. You don't have to go looking for it. It's sitting there waiting for you whenever you want to watch it. So please, 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 on the right-hand side of all of our GeoSnippits websites, there's at least one subscribe button right there, and it's also in our social links section as well. So good stuff. Let's see. Finally, we have our voicemail line where you can call in your questions, your comments, your suggestions by calling 919-341-9519, or you don't even have to use your cell phone and worry about those extra charges, especially for our friends who are international. You can go to geosnippits.com, and on the right side of the screen is our Send Voicemail tab. Click onto that, and if you have any kind of a recording device, your smartphone, your tablet, your laptop, your computer with a microphone, anything like that, you can record a message up to 3 minutes long, and if you don't like it, you can redo it until you get it the way you like it, and you hit send, and it automatically sends it to us. It's absolutely free. And if you do need more than 3 minutes to tell us your goals in geocaching, your milestones, anything cool that you want to talk about, the shows that we've talked about or suggestions that we have for the show, that kind of thing, if it's more than 3 minutes, we'll put them together and show them that way. And that way you can spread all the geocaching greatness that you know with us right through the show. So it's all free. Be sure that you give it a try. And that's where Amy's supposed to do her part. But there's no feedback tonight. We've got a couple of things that we will have next week that we will put on, but we had so much stuff to talk about. Miss Amy's not going to do feedback again this week. But please, don't let that stop you. So there she sits.
To him talk.
Again. So please, for the sake of all things holy, send in feedback so Amy can talk about it and so that you guys don't have to listen to me all the time.
Rick Leedy says hey.
Oh my God, the Rick Leedy?
I don't know. It just says Rick Leedy.
Rick Leedy. If this is the Rick Leedy, I know this goes back to my Sterling Commerce days. Holy
oh my
cow.
gosh!
Welcome, Rick. How's it going, man? Good to hear from you. Yeah, that's Rick was a developer.
Ooh.
He is a developer, as far as I know, and that goes back many years in Michigan. So yes, good stuff. Yeah, welcome, Rick. Cool stuff. All right.
Wow.
Let's move on to the Mission Quest for Adventure giveaway, because you guys have been anxious. You're waiting for it. We'll give you a little break before we go into the other things that we're going to be giving away tonight, so I thought this would be a perfect time.
That's the Rick.
All right, fantastic. Way to go, man. It's great to hear from you. See, isn't that interactive podcasting wonderful? You do a live show, you get to meet up with old friends. That's great stuff. All right, we are going to give away this guy tonight. This is the Michelin Trackable for geocaching. We have several left. We will do it one a week, and this will be cool. We're excited. We want to give this away. One lucky person who we've been talking about for the past, week or two about sending in if you wanted to receive one of these. Mm-hmm. We're going to do a drawing right now. And this is
right this second?
Like right now. So that way.
Flip?
Huh? No flip tonight. So what I have here is my...
That's good, because I'd probably break something.
Yeah. All right, hang on a second. There we go. Boy, that scared me. My tablet almost didn't start. It's like, please start. All right, this is how we're going to do this. For tonight, I have literally... I'm going to get this in here. I'm going to go to GeoSreboot.com. This is my tablet with all the emails that you find folks send to us each and every day. And in here, I'm going to look for all the ones that deal with Michelin. And I am going to pick... All right, I'm going to go right off the top of the bat. And we will do this one tonight. This is literally the list.
Let me do it since you've already looked.
All right. You click. All right. Oops. Let's just slide in.
Oh my God.
Oh wait, nope, you can't. That's not the right one.
Oh.
All right. Do you want to do one above or below that? Just let's go that way.
Above.
The one that she chose was actually not. It was information for the show. I'm sorry. You said above or below?
Above.
Above. So we are going to do. Okay. There we go. Let me see if I've got here. All right. This is who we have. I don't recognize the name. If I do or should, please, I apologize. But this is the person that we're going to give the Michelin Trackable for tonight. It's Andrea Ogden, Ogden. Andrea lives in Fresno, California. Andrea, we are going to get this trackable out this weekend. That's as soon as I'm going to be able to do that. This is literally what will happen is you can take this trackable and register it on geocaching.com. All the details are in the package here with the little tire, including the tracking number and the activation code. All that is on here. And this guy's going to get sent out to you. And again, from Andrea Ogden from Fresno, California. Congratulations. This is the first ones that we're going to give out. And again, you can see in the picture behind us, we have several more to give out. And we're going to do it one each week until they're gone. And hopefully we're going to get more because they are sold out. You can't get them anymore. You can't. They don't make it anymore.
Anyway.
Yep. So again, congratulations. Good stuff. So that is trackable number 1. I'm going to put that right over here.
Okay.
And then we will go with that.
Put it right here.
Excellent. All right. Yep. Okay. Good stuff. Moving on. Tonight's episode is brought to you in part by CacheStashAdvance.com for all your geocaching needs. CacheStashAdvance.com. Go find it. And also by
CoinsAndPins.com. The best place to get custom coins, geocoins, lapel pins, and patches made. Go through our GeoSnippits links and use the promo code HeadHardHat for a 10% discount. And FYI for our listeners, you can sign up for their newsletter to get notified of when new coins and patches are available for sale.
Absolutely.
We're very thankful to all of our sponsors, and if you want to see more of their products, be sure to go to our GeoSnippits websites and simply click on their logos. Not only do you get great deals, but it helps our program as well.
Absolutely. Moving on. Yee-haw! Yip, yip, yip. GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast, episode 79, Locating Ground Zero Techniques. You know, we are a tutorial type based show. And
Tectorial?
a tectorial is one that is on a fault line, of which there's more shaking. So if the camera's doing this is what happens. That's a tectorial. This is a tutorial, which has more toots. Well, it does. It's a tutorial.
I'm a toots.
I won't go that way because I'll send all hate mail to gsreboot@gmail.com, because it's okay for her to say that,
Yes.
Not okay for me to say that.
No.
Just saying. I have learned that little voice that's in my head. Every once in a while, it actually stops the mouth from moving, and it's a good thing. I like it.
Sometimes it does, and sometimes it gets about halfway, and it's like, "Oh, stop him! I didn't know he was going to say that."
Yeah, so it happens. Anyways, locating ground zero techniques is what we want to talk about tonight in more of a tutorial type form. And so this is geared for not only the experienced geocachers, but it's geared for a lot of new geocachers that may not have much of a geosense yet when it comes to finding geocaches, and a lot of times they're looking for reference points of which to continue on and have an easier way of actually finding geocaches. And so that's why we thought this would be a really helpful way of getting this information to you fine folks. Now, there are many different ways of finding that geocache when approaching ground zero. Tonight we thought it would be fun as a tutorial way of discussion to go over these techniques, and the one thing that you know that you really need it is when you're heading up to a geocache and you're looking at your smartphone or you're looking at your GPSr and you start doing what we refer to as bouncing arrow.
I hate that.
Yes. Now with GPSRs, the way what happens is you go through and you're walking towards ground zero, and it says that it's 60 feet in front of you, and suddenly shoots that away and says it's 90 feet that way. And you start heading towards that way, and it says, no, it's 80 feet that way. And you literally start doing the geocaching dance or the buzzy bee thing, and you're just going around trying to find where ground zero is, and it won't stay still on your GPS unit. What I notice in smartphones is that they stop. So you'll start going towards a particular way, and they literally just freeze. The GPS gets confused, and it just sits there, and you're just kind of going. I love it when I see geocachers shake their phone like something's going to rattle to make it go right. Solid state equipment. Doesn't work that way. So it's very frustrating for geocachers to try to find ground zero and your electrical devices are failing you. Now, what do you feel when you actually experience that kind of thing?
Like I want to trade my phone in.
Oh, did I hit that nerve? Look at me, I struck a nerve. Yes, Amy's phone sucks. Amy's phone is the only phone that I see that when you go geocaching or worse, play Ingress,
Oh, it actually gets hot.
it wants to melt.
Yes.
Because it can't handle it.
So, yes.
So, given a side of you have a POS phone, when you try to find a geocache, how do you feel like that when your phone just doesn't want to work?
I'm with you normally, so I really don't have to worry about that because you go back to the car and get the GPS.
Yes, and I've done that. There's been times where we're both using smartphones, not getting the signal that we want, and actually putting the coordinates in as in an actual GPSr to try to get a better accurate thing for that. Well, what causes this stuff? What causes your phones to start flaking out? Besides yours, yours is just it's bad.
I'm really not the greatest person to ask.
It's not the greatest.
Drunken bee dance.
Yes, the drunken bee dance. And it's funny to watch them because you could you can pick a geocacher from 100 yards away because they're like. That's
hilarious.
It's funny. So what causes this fun stuff? Well, the most common reason is heavy overhead coverage, trees, thick foliage, mountains. It could be the
mountains are not overhead.
No, but it's enough that it reflects the signal from the satellite.
Okay.
So you're getting a altered signal or a weakened signal because of that. If you are in the city, tall buildings will do that. It will just bounce them all over the place. I know Scott Burks from Geocaching Podcast is in Chicago, and he says, you could be like half mile off because the signals are so wrapped around because of the tall buildings. If you are out and you're in a valley and or holler, where you're down below ground level, and that can also affect your signal when it comes to GPS units and smartphones. Obviously, smartphones and the antenna is not as good as a GPSr unit, so they're even more susceptible to that type of bouncing arrow. Finding ground zero techniques. So let's say you're starting to get just enough bouncing arrow that you start walking one way towards ground zero, which is what you normally do. You go from your car, you go on a path, you realize that you have to get off the path and start heading a particular direction for a particular amount of distance. Well, when it comes to that, you start getting to where ground zero is, and you start getting the bouncing arrow. What do you do? What's a way of helping to pinpoint where the closest ground zero you're going to get with that kind of a situation? There is a GeoSnippits video that I made many years ago that deals with intersection. And basically, you're the math person.
Oh.
What is it?
I'm sorry.
What is intersection?
Is there somebody else in here that you're talking to?
What do you think intersection is?
I know what an intersection is when I pull up to one.
What's an intersection?
Where two roads meet.
Mm-hmm. Now, if you imagine two roads meet and they kind of make that cross thing, right?
Yeah. North,
south, east, west, so to speak?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, the idea with intersection is this. If you're approaching from the south to the north, to where the ground zero should be, what you do is you get it to the point where you get it as close or as small of a number of distance that you possibly can get, and you stick your flagpole right there.
I don't have a flagpole.
Okay, you put a rock, a twig, a stick, something to mark that spot.
Okay.
Okay? Good. Anyways, you go to that. See what I got to work with?
Back later.
See what I got to work with? Then, since you went from south to north, kind of go off 45 degrees to the right or the left, so that you're either coming in from the west or the east, and you head towards ground zero. You go about maybe 60, 70 feet out, and you head again towards ground zero, only you're coming from 90 degrees. So the idea is you're trying to pinpoint it this way. So you go towards that, and again, you get to the distance as small as you can. Now, the next stick, either your hiking stick or another rock that's nearby, and you mark that. So you literally have, what's most likely going to happen is you're going to have two fairly close markers where that goes. And that's going to give you your best idea as to a range of where you're looking. So it's kind of an amount of error for that. That's called intersection. Now, if it works absolutely perfect, both markers would be on top of each other.
Yeah, mine would never do that.
And that doesn't always work that way. But it's a great way to do that. It at least gives you a visual clue of how close you are instead of just going by one reference point. So that's all called intersection, and it works very nicely. I've had a lot of success where coming from one direction didn't give you exactly what you wanted, but coming in from an opposite or a different direction helps narrow it down. So that's the whole point of intersection. Now, the other one is what I call the spiral out technique. And what this does is you get as close to ground zero as you possibly can. And I do this actually a lot for when there's a lot of hiding spots in the area. So you take your walking stick or marker, and you mark where ground zero is showing up on your unit. And so either your smartphone or your GPS unit. You mark where that is, and you literally spiral circle out with bigger and bigger circles as you're looking for the geocache. And I usually stop when it's, 30, 40 feet out and go that way, because if you do it right, you're going to hit every possibility, or most every possibility, of where this geocache could possibly be. And that way it kind of gives you a blanket effect as far as hitting the whole area and how far out you want to go to check. And I think when you actually start getting close to 20, 30, 40 feet out, you realize either it's not here or you really, really missed it somewhere. But this gives you the most likelihood when it comes to actually finding the geocache. And I've had a lot of success with that one as well. Now, as we're talking through this, folks, we got a lot of people in the chat room. If you've got an idea of how you look for your ground zero, sometimes send it in the chat room, and Amy will toss that out as well. The final one that I had for approaching ground zero, and this is the best advice I can give, and I think this actually works out the absolute best in a case like that, is when you get about 30, 35 feet to ground zero, take the GPS, turn it off, or just plain put it in your pocket. Open your eyes and stop relying on the bouncing arrow to where the ground zero is. Use your eyes, use your geosense, and start going, if I was to hide a geocache in this place, where would I put it?
That's what I do.
And that, most cases, will get you what you need as a starting point. So that's the best advice anytime when you go geocaching. When you get close to ground zero, put it in your pocket and start looking, and that will help you immensely when it comes to finding and getting a successful find off of a geocache. Good stuff?
Yeah, somebody just said that.
Yep, excellent. Ground zero suggestions. Now, this is some of the stuff when you actually get to ground zero that we can talk about as far as what to do. And again, this is a lot for the new geocachers, and if you have suggestions in the chat room, please let us know, and we'll say that as well. The first thing that I can say as an experienced geocacher that works out immensely when it comes to, you are given a lot of information when you go looking for a geocache. You have the description, you have the geocaching name, you have a hint. A lot of those give you preconceptions. So, for example, if you have a micro, what kind of caches do you instantly think of for a micro?
Bison tubes.
Bison tubes? 9.0s? 35 millimeters? Containers like that. You instantly think, I'm looking for teeny tiny.
That's not teeny tiny to me, though.
Okay, small.
Yeah.
That's a preconception. If I say you're looking for a small-sized geocache, what do you instantly think of? For small.
Like a lock and lock box or something like that.
Small lock and lock box, soup container, small.
Like the peanut butter jars.
Yeah, little teeny things. Again, it sets in your mind a preconception of what you think that you're going to go for. For example, the one that throws geocachers off the most is when they have the size of other or not known size. Because then you got nothing. You have no preconceptions. It could be anywhere. And those are the ones that drive geocachers nuts the most. I know for me personally it does. Because the description doesn't always give you everything you need to know when you're looking for a geocache. Turn off the preconceptions. Start thinking, if I was going to hide a geocache, where would I put it, regardless of the size? And that will give you a much better, clear concept in your geosense of what you're doing when you're looking for a geocache.
Soda can.
Soda can. I mean, there's bottle caps. There's a zillion different ways that you can do that. And if you're thinking in your head, I'm looking for a bison tube, and it's not a bison tube, you're most likely not going to find it.
Matchstick containers.
Yeah, I mean, there's zillions of them. But if you think in your mind, This is what I'm looking for. That's all you're going to see. And if it's not a match, you're not going to find it. You're going to DNF it. Mm-hmm. Okay, some of the things that for helpful hints for our friends that do nanos. What do you think of nanos personally?
The first one I think of is bison tubes.
No, nanos. The small ones, the magnetic ones, the ones the size of your pinky fingernail.
Oh.
Those are nanos. Do you remember those?
Uh-uh.
Okay. For the people that...
I hadn't done those in so long, I forgot what they even are.
Well, basically, this is what a nano is, and that's a good point because that helps to describe that. A nano is about the size of your pinky fingernail. It's circular, and it's magnetic at one end. And it's usually dark green, dark black, those colors. There's other ones, brown ones, other camo ones.
Oh, like the bench.
Yes, the bench.
Okay.
That's a nano. They're magnetic. Use the force, Luke. They're magnetic. When you go looking for a nano, the tricky thing about them, they are so small they can literally go anywhere. Any crevice that is big enough for them to fit. They usually go anywhere that things are magnetic. One of the trickiest ones, I was with a bunch of geocachers probably about a year ago, maybe a little longer than that. We were out in a park, and we were going crazy trying to find this nano. And there really wasn't that many hiding spots. There was a tree, there was a bench, there was like a fire hydrant, that type of thing. So we're looking in all the familiar areas that you normally look. We're looking for nanos. Mm-hmm. Couldn't find it. There were like 6 of us. Could not find it. I'm sitting there and I'm resting, and I put my hand up on the tree, and I'm just kind of going like this, and I just kind of looked because I thought an ant had crawled up on my hand, and I looked at that, and just above it, somebody had taken a nail and fastened it into the tree and put a black nano, it was a dark wood tree, and put the nano right on the head of the nail, and it just sat there. Probably maybe 6-7 feet up. Evil. But those are the kind of things that you can do with a nano. Anything that's up, I've seen on lamppost hides where they will use the farthest point of view, and you want to remember this with a lot of the things where geocachers hide things. They never hide it on the side that's where most of the muggles are at. They always hide it on the side opposite of that. They hide it on the far side of things. Yeah. So if you have a lamppost hide, they will take a nano, since it's magnetic, and they'll put it on the farthest part from the parking lot, the back side of the parking lot, and put it up as far as they can reach. So they'll stand up on the cement for the people that are European that don't have these kind of lamppost hides. They've got maybe a 3-foot concrete holding area that holds the actual lamppost. They'll stand on that, and then they'll take the nano and they'll put it up as hard as they can reach on the back side of the pole. Mm-hmm. So you have to remember, look up is very, very important when it comes to nanos. Nanos work, again, lamppost hides. There's a billion places you can hide it because it's all magnetic. Mm-hmm. So it can be up underneath the cover. It can go, if you look at the tubes that hold the actual lamps, the actual lamppost itself, are hollow. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times people like taking nanos, and you have to reach under and then up the pole and find the nano that way. Mm-hmm. So there's a zillion places. You got to think up, you got to think inside, you got to think within, you got to think height. All those are involved when it comes to nanos. Bison tubes are just a little bit different. Those fit about everywhere. Mm-hmm. They're basically, you have the tube, you have the cap, you have the O-ring, and they have like a little key ring thing on the top of it. And those buggers can be hidden anywhere. Mm-hmm. One of the ones that drive us absolutely nuts is on fences. Now, remember the one that we did at Cracker Barrel? Mm-hmm. We looked everywhere. We must have spent 45 minutes looking for this bison tube. Mm-hmm. Amy was just getting into it, and believe it or not, I had actually found that bison tube like 3 years earlier. And we went back, couldn't find it. Nothing. We looked. We re-looked. We re-looked over that. We went back and forth, over and over, 45 minutes. Finally, the cloaking device must have ran out of energy, and we found it. Mm-hmm. I don't know what it is about bison tubes. I can't tell you how many times. I mean, we've had people on this show that have called in and said, Andy, the thing was blue in the middle of the woods.
Could be like neon blue, pink, something.
It doesn't, and still
you still can't find it.
I don't know what the cloaking device is about bison tubes, but they work. They work very well. Take a bison tube, put it on a grapevine.
Gone.
Oh my gosh!
It instantly disappears.
Yes. And matter of fact, the only way that you could successfully find one per Daryl W4 is flamethrower.
Oh, God.
I don't know what it is. The only thing that I can recommend.
That's not a bad idea.
Don't use a flamethrower and say Andy sent you. HeadHardHat is kidding when he says use flamethrower. You're tempted. You're tempted, but don't do that. Some of the suggestions for bison tubes, especially when they're in trees or when they're on fences, shake the fence, shake the tree, especially when it's sunny out. Moving the branches, you'll get a glint if they're magnetic or if they're shiny. Yeah, you can get it that way, and that will help out immensely when it comes finding them because they're.
Except that one silver one that was in the supposedly in a tree that you and I went for one time, and they said, "Oh, well, just should be easy to find."
Oh yeah.
Silver.
I love when they say that.
Really?
And we're sitting there going, "I don't see it." Yeah, it will drive you nuts. And different times of day will give you different directions of light. There have been times where I went for a particular bison tube in a tree at a particular time of day, came back the next day at a different time and saw it right away. So that kind of thing can happen. Let's see. Camouflage. This is always a good one. Another good reference point for people that are at ground zero looking for bison tubes. Pine cones are our enemy. I'm just saying. There are people that will take an entire pine cone apart and re-glue it around a bison tube.
I hate those people.
And then hang it back up into a tree. Pine cones are very popular. One in Michigan, I could not believe this one, the way that they did it. I was in the middle of nowhere, huge pine tree that lived there probably centuries. And the only reason I saw that it was there, these kind of were like the cigar-shaped pine cones. They're thin, they're long, and they're in like clusters of 5 or 6 of them together. I saw one teeny tiny thin white thread.
Yeah. Where
somebody had taken one of the pine cones, put the bison tube into that pine cone, and then re-threaded the whole thing together with the cluster. And I happened to just see just right the white thread that they used to hold that together. If I did not see that, I would not have found it. So you got to really be careful of camouflage when it comes into that. Molding it into the environment when it comes to nanos and bison tubes. People like doing things like this. There's a bus stop not in Ann Arbor where part of the base with the concrete was cracked. And there's a crack in it, and of course you've got bits of concrete that are in there and dirt and rock and things like that. Somebody had taken a bison tube and glued some of that rock and concrete around the bison tube and then put it back in the crack. So unless you had blown in and go, I wonder, and try to move it, you never would have known it was there.
I try to move everything.
You do. You have to. When you go to a spot, and the thing that I like to tell people is never take anything for granted when it comes to geocaching. If it can move, if there's a crevice, if there's a spot that we can put a geocache, it will go there.
If there's a hole that could potentially fit something, I'm moving it.
Yes.
And I'm looking.
Yep. So there's a lot of things you can do with bison tubes.
Bondo?
Yes, you can. Well, that's the other thing. You can fit it in any nook and cranny, and then you can camouflage it with other materials. Say, for example, I made an anthill, one with a 35 millimeter container, where I used Bondo, and I poured it over the 35 millimeter container. You can do the same thing with a bison tube. Let it dry, and then spray paint that with textured paints. So a particular color or a particular style, and then put that out as an object. But you can use Bondo for that. Again, pine trees, holly bushes. People.
freaking hate those things.
There are local hides with flora and fauna depending on where you're at, be it your country, your state, anything like that. You can have certain techniques. I know when I went down to Geo Woodstock in Florida, they have a certain way that they look for things that hide in. They've got those huge palm trees, and the palm trees have their bark goes like this, and it kind of leafs out all over the place around the tree. Well, those are great nookie holes for putting in bison tubes.
Holes?
Well, that's what I'm going to use at the moment. You can think of your, never mind. Anyway, so for the tree, you can go through and hide a nano or a bison tube or a 35 millimeter in the little crevice on the pine tree. Thank you for taking us into the gutter. I appreciate it.
Just thought it was funny.
Anyways, good stuff. And in Florida, they know this spot very well. They know where to look on the tree for those type of things. If you're not familiar with the local area, you never know to look in those spots. Jeez, I don't believe you. Anyways,
you said it.
In our spot in North Carolina, we have a lot of holly bushes. And so with their holly bushes, I absolutely loved holly bushes growing up as a kid in Michigan.
Yeah,
They
you
were
don't
pretty.
like them now, do you?
No, because they are spiky and they hurt you when you try to go for a geocache.
Yes, they do.
So lots of stuff.
They hurt when you're sledding and you sled into them.
I can believe this.
My mom, just asked my mom.
And that's how that goes. So yeah, there's just a zillion, and we're running a little long in time. But when it comes to smalls and regulars, of course, you look for your pile of sticks, your logs, the bark off the sides of logs, trees, things that are hidden in, trap doors. So a lot of people will actually make custom-made geocache hosts that are made of things like logs and branches and things like that, and put trapdoors in them and hide the geocache in that. Caves, small areas that you can block with rocks, things like that. There are just a zillion ways, and we could spend another whole show going over that. But that's all part of the fun. We won't. The other one that I like are phobias. If you have an area that you know that a person that thinks something's living in there,
Nope.
or if it's dark or it seems kind of icky, something that people that don't want to put their hand in dark and icky, that's a that's a great place to put geocaches, because people are hesitant to go looking in there, and they don't realize that you can use a stick and a flashlight or a mirror or something like that and just go, oh, there it is, and go that way. So, all right, good stuff. Lots of stuff to talk about. And again, we could spend another episode or two just talking about different ways of finding geocaches once you get to ground zero. We hope you found this beneficial. And again, send us your ideas on how you approach ground zero and how you attack a particular type of geocache that drives you absolutely crazy.
They were talking about yucca plants in Palmetto.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's tons of them. There's different things depending on where you live. All right, good stuff. Moving on.
Your support helps keep all of the GeoSnippits Reboot shows running along. Please consider making a PayPal donation through the link on our website to support our efforts and your ongoing entertainment. From all of us at GeoSnippits, we thank you.
All right, Reader's Digest version for the Patreon campaign. If you didn't hear in the pre-show, the next patron not pre-show. I'm going to say this one more time. Too many P's.
Hangout.
The Hangout for the patron Hangout coming up on September 20th at 2 p.m. We have got some really cool patrons, some brand new ones that you are not going to want to miss. Just to do some name dropping, Colin French from the UK Geocaching Podcast just became a patron. Mark Downing, who has been with the show forever, and we thank you, Mark, is from the OB Podcast. They just came out with a brand new podcast called Chasing Smileys, made for grown-ups, but geocaching based. You're going to want to give them a listen to as they get that all ironed out and get their show going. I listened to episode 1 and laughed my butt off because it was funny.
I haven't listened
It was good stuff. And once they eventually get into iTunes and Stitcher and some of these other ones, you'll be able to have access to it. Right now, you can get a hold of them on Google Plus and Facebook. So again, Chasing Smileys, and it's for adults, but it's geocaching based. And I think once they get in the groove, it's going to be hilarious. It really is. It really is.
Sorry.
So, anyways, they are going to be in the Hangout on the 20th, and so
it's going to be fun, y'all.
It's going to be fun. You want to be a part of this, so definitely become at least a patron for the Hangout, and the Path Tag would be a good one too. And actually, the majority of our patrons are at that level, which gives you all the other rewards as well. So basically, this is how it works. You go to either www.patreon.com/HeadHardHat, or go to any of our websites and click on the patron logo, and it'll take you to our page. You select the reward you want and the amount of money that you want to give, and it can be as small. Say for example, you pick the Path Tag one, which eventually you'll pay $52. All right, so it's $1 a week. Literally, you pay a week. So you start off with $1, and you pay each week until you get 52. And if you want to keep going, thank you. If not, that's all the requirement we ask for that particular reward. You can pay through PayPal, through Patreon. You can also go straight through PayPal by itself and give a set amount, and we will count that to the patron program. So all this is able to allow you to support our show, to help keep us going, and we're getting towards the end of the year, and we really need the money for the bigger bills, for the hosting and for the websites and for everything that we do that way. So that's what that's for. But you get all these cool rewards in return. So give it a try, check it out, and you can set whatever amount you want to give us, and based on whatever that is and whatever reward you pick, that's what we go by. And it literally helps keep the lights on for the show itself. And something as simple as mailing out the prizes, to fixing equipment, to everything else that deals with keeping us going. So again, we thank you, all the patrons that are now becoming involved with us in supporting our show, and for the people that are considering it, we really encourage you to give it a try, and we thank you from the bottom of our hearts, because literally we could not do it without you. So thank you very, very much. Moving on. All right, time for the GeoSnippits Geocaching Cache Stash. We have some of the best companies in the geocaching world, and they want to tell you fine folks about their companies and the products that they provide. So what they do is they send to us examples and different of their different products, and when we turn around and take those and turn them into prizes that we give away each and every week on the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast. And for episode 78, which was last week, Miss Amy, why don't we tell them what the prize was?
It was that great T-shirt from Striza from the Dirtbag Geocaching Society.
Yes, Striza called me up and literally said, Andy, can we give away one of our T-shirts? Now, this is my T-shirt. I'm an honorary member of the Dirtbag Geocaching Society, but this is what it's going to look like. And Striza literally is waiting for us to tell him who the winner is and what size their T-shirt is, and he will mail that out to you. So that is the prize that we are giving away for episode 78. What was the question?
Question is, what does GPSr stand for?
Ooh.
And the answer is Global Positioning System Receiver.
Excellent. Good stuff. All right, excellent things. Now, the way that this works is each week we give a question, and that was the question that we gave for episode 78, and we go through, and I'm going to come out and go back in so that I make sure that I get everything clear on this. So hang on one second, and I'm making sure on my tablet that I have everything that I need, which we do, and then also what we also have is a random number generator. And what this random number generator is, I put in the number 1 and then the total number of correct answers that we received for that particular show. So I put that in here, and then I select the button, and it gives me a random number. Now, Amy has a magic geocoin that she's going to flip, and what happens is if it's heads, let's say, for example, the number is 4 that came up.
It's never 4.
It's never
He
4,
says
but
4,
that's
but it's
that's
never 4.
that's how it is. If it's 4, and then she gets heads on the magic geocoin, we count 4 down from the top of the list. If it's tails, we count the 4 up from the bottom, and that just adds that little bit extra randomness to whoever's going to win the show. So are we going from the top of the list or the bottom?
Tails.
All right, so great, we got to go from the bottom, which means I'm going to go all the way to the bottom.
I need to be happy.
Yes. So now what I'm going to do is I am literally going to go all the way to the bottom of the list, and we have got a lot. Still counting. Hang on. Still going. Hang on.
Well, hurry up.
All right, I'm trying. Okay, there we go. All right.
I'm just kidding.
The winner is, let me make sure they got the right thing, Global Positioning System Receiver, Bible Man Rick.
Oh, awesome.
Rick Watts is the winner. Rick is from Wise, Virginia, and he is the winner of that T-shirt. So what's going to happen, Rick, is I'm going to let Striza know from the very cool Dirtbag Geocaching Society. I'm going to let Striza know I've got your address here. Thank you very much, and we will get that out to you via them.
The size?
Yeah, if you do me a favor, send me the size that you wear of T-shirts.
Yeah.
And then I'll make sure Striza gets that. I want to again thank Striza from the Dirtbag Geocaching Society for donating that fantastic prize. It came right out of the blue, and we love those.
Yeah.
And great. And again, congratulations to Bible Mac and Rick for winning that cool prize. Excellent stuff. All right. Now you might be saying to yourself, "Holy cow! Look at the prizes that they're giving away. Michelin stuff." Path tag stuff in the Geocaching Cache Stash, and like I say, if you don't play, you can't win.
You got to be in it to win it.
That's right. So make sure that you get involved with this. That way it increases the odds of you winning, and you get a chance of getting all these absolutely cool prizes. So how do you do this? It's very simple. For episode 79, which is the show we're in right now, you got to get your answers in by 12 noon Eastern Time, Wednesday, September 17th, which is next Wednesday. Email them to gsreboot@gmail.com, and in the subject line put Q1 episode 79. So again, gsreboot, GSREBOOT @gmail.com, subject line Q1 episode 79. That way it doesn't get confused with all the other contests and things that we've got going. All correct answers will be put in the drawing just like you saw tonight. Some weeks for the people in the live chat room, we have a second prize we do right here, right now, and give you a chance of winning a prize. It gives an incentive for you to come to see the live show. We're not going to do it tonight, but I'm going to tell you this. Don't tell anybody else. Keep it just between you and me and Miss Amy. Next week, we are giving away some very cool Michelin swag live on the show. Be here next week to get... Shh, it's a secret. We were going to give it away live on the show next week. You're going to want to be here. So, just saying. All right, let's move on. For the prize for episode 79, what are we giving away tonight, Amy?
Space Coast from the Space Coast Geocaching Store, the Munzie Multi-Pack.
Yes, and what I've got here is, in this bubble wrap, I have 2 of the very last of the Space Coast Geocaching Store path tags. I have a geocaching sticker from the Geocaching Store. I have a very cool micro tube geocache, and one of the last 10% discount cards. So basically, if you want to go on the Geocaching Store and buy a whole bunch of stuff and get an automatic 10% off, you use this card, and you get it right off your order. All that is the prize that we are giving away tonight.
All right. So pay attention, because this is a long one. The following is the definition to a term, and we're looking for what term this is the definition for. Okay? The term arose as a way to describe those people who performed the behind-the-scenes maintenance to keep geocaching.com functioning. It is often seen as a humorous reference to the grunt work they do. What is this term?
You want me to say it again for him? Or do you want to do it?
I can read it again.
Okay.
The term arose as a way to describe those people who performed the behind-the-scenes maintenance to keep geocaching.com functioning. It is often seen as a humorous reference to the grunt work they do. What is this term?
Okay, next week. Get your answers in by Wednesday, and we'll do another drawing on next week's show. Very, very cool. All right, good stuff. Let's move on. Well, we hope you enjoyed the show, and please, by all means, let us know what you think about tonight's episode, what you like about the shows, what you don't like about the shows, and what you'd like to see more of. What kind of subjects would you like us to talk about? We can guess all we want on what type of things that you want to hear about, but we love hearing from you, our fellow geocachers, the type of things that you want to hear about. It just makes it that much better. Also, we ask you to please become a patron, and also tell other geocachers about our show. And finally, the Cacher Spotlight. The invites are going to start coming out. If you want to be a geocacher that comes directly onto the show with us, we're going to do this at least once a month. We've already got a list of several geocachers that want to be on the show, and the invites are going to start going out this week. So expect in your mailbox that that's going to come in. Basically, you're just going to come in and talk with us for about 15-20 minutes on the show and let other geocachers around the world know about you and what you do in the geocaching world yourself, and what you like, don't like, and all that fun stuff. We love having other geocachers on because we learn so much. That's the one thing we learned from the Hangouts, is that we get information from different parts of the world when it comes to what they do, geocachers do in that spot, and how it differs from other parts of the world. So that's awesome. We're going to start a spotlight. We're going to set up the interview and hopefully have our first spotlight interview on in the next week or two. And finally, I want to do a thank you out to Dave Manning from Wyoming. Dave was very kind, and we've already started a fight between Miss Amy and I because Dave saw the collection. You can see behind us, I got a larger frame now for path tags, and I've started behind me over here this small path tag frame that I invented on the show, thanks to actually Bible Man Rick. I'm starting to fill it up with the last path tags that I have. And Dave was very kind to send me not one, not two, but 3 different path tags from the family. And thank you. Thank you so much from the Smiling for Caches and Thermopolis and the Smile Makers. Thank you so much, guys. We greatly... Okay, I'll let you see. Anyways, he sent me 3 path tags. Thank you so much. I'm going to put them in the frame of honor over here. And if you want to send me a path tag and I'll add it to the collection, just let me know through gsreboot@gmail.com, and I'll add it right in, and we'll just build the collection and go from there.
That one's cute.
Yeah, they're really neat. Very cool stuff. Okay, so thank you so much for stopping on by. We greatly, greatly appreciate it. And Miss Amy, what would you like to say?
Thank you to our sponsors, cache-advance.com and coinsandpins.com. Thanks to Andy HeadHardHat Smith, and thanks to everyone watching in the chat room. Please keep those comments coming in, and we'll see you next time.
Out of the 3 path tags, I noticed there's only 2 back here.
Did you?
Yeah.
I wonder what happened.
Oh, it must have dropped or something.
It must have.
I think Miss Amy's collection just went to 5. All right. I want to say a special thanks to the Zinger Zapper Miss Amy for taking my path tag, our path tag, the path tag. Anyway, she can enjoy it. Thank you to Miss Amy for everything that you do, darling. We greatly appreciate it. See you next week on Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time for another spine-tingling, interesting, fun fact, path tag snatching episode of GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast. We'll see you next week, folks. And as we like to say in the GeoSnippits studios, give me my path tag back. See you out on the trails, folks. Bye-bye. please be sure to join us each and every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time for another episode of the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast, right here on the GeoSnippits website at www.geosnippits.com. The video version of our show is available on YouTube, and the audio version is available on iTunes, Stitcher, Blueberry, the Tech Podcast Network, and many of your favorite podcatchers. We love hearing from our viewers and listeners, so please leave your feedback by emailing us at gsreboot@gmail.com, visit us through our social media sites, or contact us via our voicemail line at 919-341-9519, or our website Send Voicemail tab. The GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast is a HeadHardHat production and is produced by Amy and Andy Smith. Show is copyright 2014 by Andrew T. Smith. All rights reserved. Now, I know what happened the second I heard, oh, that one's cute. I think suddenly said where the said extra path tag went. I just realized. Wow.
You're not quick, but you catch on.
So yes, if you want Miss Amy's collection to build, or what we're gonna do, seriously, what we're gonna do is I want to invent some new path tags, version 3 for me, and we'll invent version 1 for Miss Amy, and we'll have a bunch of path tags made, and we will just trade with people when it comes to path tags.
This looks like a little smileys in a
spider web.
Spider web.
Yes, and apparently she likes that. So
I like that.
Like my T-shirts and other comfy clothes, it is now hers.
Yes.
So that's good. All right, good one. Oh, banana sauce. Mark Downing from Obeep is on.
No,
okay,
love.
Mark, this is for Colin. Just saying. Wow. And if you're interested about beard love, you got to get to the hangout. You'll find out all about beard love and man crushes. I'm just saying.
Oh my God, y'all are gonna make my stomach hurt. Oh my gosh.
Good stuff.
Yes, Scott, please send me some from Oz.
Yeah, just get in touch with me through gsreboot@gmail.com. We'll send you
He's gonna send me some path tags.
Okay. However you want to get
That's
your address,
me, not you.
or get our address. Wow,
Like,
I see where this is
for the love
turning.
of Pete, send her a path tag.
Oh, honor, love, cherish, and path tags. I'm just saying. So thanks, folks. We're going to sign off before we go to blows here, and we greatly appreciate it. We'll see you next week on the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast. Have a great one. Get those designs in for the path tag, and we'll go from there. The hangout is going to be outrageous, just plain outrageous. You become a patron and get into the hangout, because this is going to be a riot. All right, guys, have a great one. Be safe out there. The weather's kind of crazy again, and we will go from there. Have a great one. See you next week. Bye-bye.